Leo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late July 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the beautiful Leo collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these lovely Leos in late July? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Leo in late July. What's the vibe? And while we get this first card out, I just want to wish all of you that are on that Cancer Leo cusp a very happy birthday, because we're just about to switch into Leo season, my good friends. It's a beautiful time of year. I hope you're ready to party it up a little bit. Okay, so we have painting the roses red, and this could definitely be like a perfectionist type of energy whenever I see it out in a reading. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's also an energy that seems to be like trying to keep itself busy or keep itself distracted. So I am getting a lot of stuff off of it here initially. It could be good, that's for sure. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk about this card. So we see Alice here, and it looks like she's doing some cosmetic action on those roses. And some people would think, all right, well, why would I paint a rose that's already red once again? And to me, when I see it, I think of fixing imperfections. So to me, it's like, no, it needs to be just right. It needs to look perfect. It needs to look beautiful. Now, for some Leos, there could be a focus on your own personal aesthetics in this time. So whether you're wanting to change something about your look or how you present yourself to the world, this can be very good for aesthetic changes. But at the same time, I'm just getting that really strong energy of like, no, it has to be perfect. It has to be right. This could be an energy that's trying to improve things or fix things as well. So this can be really nice, as long as it's not a little too much, if that makes sense. Because rarely in life is anything always 110% perfect, if you get my drift. I think it can be good. I don't feel like it's trying to cover something up or sweep something under the rug. For the most part, to me, it's about optimizing. And for another portion of Leos, maybe you need to keep yourself a little busy or distracted in this time, because that's kind of what she's doing. But we're just going to leave it at that. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card there doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright, and we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Leos. What's happening? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. Beautiful energy I saw last week. The reading was titled An Unexpected Victory. So whether it's something going better than you thought or just something that wasn't even on your radar, the energy felt really nice to me. And I always say wins and victories come in a whole bunch of different shapes and sizes. Maybe some of you had a couple really good days. Maybe you felt good. Maybe you felt better. To me, it did feel reinvigorated, which was really nice. But that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks. So just know there might be some good stuff coming in. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for my Leo friends. What is happening here? Yeah, last week you had one of the better readings. Okay. So we're starting with the devil here. No comment just yet. All right. For some of you, maybe it's a Capricorn for a small portion of you. We'll just have to see. That is total opposite of what I saw last week. So let's get a couple more. Total opposites. And again, here we go with this energy. That's one of your power cards right there, the 6 of Wands. Beautiful. Another card of victory. So it's like we have really, really good, strong energy and something that seems to be like weighing it down. Let's get one more. Let's get one more. 10 of Swords. And this is so peculiar because it's another thing I've been seeing for you for a few weeks now, where we have like some really, really great energy, and then we have some really difficult energy, and then really, really great. It's like a seesaw of energy. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, I'll tell you this: I'm not feeling pessimistic about this reading, because we still have a lot of information to pull. It's just peculiar to me how it goes from like rough to great to rough again. So watch out for things that are a little unpredictable or people that are a little flaky and stuff like that. You ever meet those people where it's like you don't know what side of them you're going to get? That's kind of how this is presenting. But as far as the elements go, we have a pretty good balance, right? We have the devil, and although that card looks like fire and brimstone, it's earth, it's Capricorn. Then we have fire, your comfort element. Then we have air, communication, logic, the mindset, and it is another comfort zone element for Leo, even though the card's not the nicest. So I would say at least elementally, it feels like something you could work with or work through. But let's go through this piece by piece and really start to build it out, because I have a very big feeling that there's going to be a lot of nuance here in your reading this week. So position number one, let's build this thing out. We have the devil. Now, I mentioned it several times. This could be a Capricorn you're connected to. Maybe you have some Capricorn placements. And just like all cards, it's not all bad. It's not all great. Everything has two sides of a coin, right? And we're just going to run through the list of some of the challenges this could be first. Then we'll get into the optimistic mindset. The devil is a very grounded type of energy. Very similar to the Hierophant in that sense. So it's like planted, it's grounded. So when I see this, it could be an issue or problem you may have been dealing with for a while. This doesn't feel like it's something new, or if it is something new, it's something that can linger for a long time. Remember, the devil energy is like a thorn in the side, in one way or another. It could represent addictions. It could represent toxicity. It could represent jealousy. There's a whole blanket of terms that we could attach to this card, but to put it simply, it could be a problem or it could be a situation that needs to be resolved or taken seriously. When we see it, either that or it's just something where it's like, I've been dealing with it and I got to keep dealing with it for one reason or another. So I definitely want to look at it. Now, in the positive sense, the devil, in a lot of different ways, could represent the material world we live in. So I think of material goods, I think of money, I think of work and stuff like that, because it represents the world we build around us. Okay. And we could open up a whole video speaking about how that tie-in is there. But it could just represent stability. That's the good thing about this card. So we'll want to see. Moving to the middle, we have a totally different energy, and it is your vibe for sure. We have the beautiful Six of Wands, and this is just like that energy I was picking up for you last week. This is a card of complete and total victory. It's a card of abundance. It's a card of notoriety. It's a card of getting attention, or people recognizing you for the things that you do. So when I see this card, especially in a reading for Leo, it's like double the power. It's very similar to the sun in that sense. Again, it could be you under someone's microscope, right? Especially with the devil. So there could be somebody observing you, or there could be something you're observing when I see this card. The challenge with the Six of Wands, it could be an energy of don't count your chickens before they hatch. Don't call a victory until it's in one's hands. This could also represent an ego, where I always say there's a difference between confident and egotistical. So for some of you, maybe you're dealing with a person that has a bit of an inflated ego when we see this card. But I think it's good. It goes from like the devil to the Six of Wands, where it's like, okay, well, this energy is not going to really hold me back. There's still good stuff that I'm seeing. But moving to the back end, something we definitely want to look closer at, we have the Ten of Swords. Now, this is one of the more challenging cards in the whole entire tarot deck. I always tell people it's on a spectrum. We don't have to think worst case scenario when a card like this comes out, right? Remember, it's just an image, and we're doing a lot of divination here. But this card could represent endings. It could represent loss. It could represent pain, whether it's emotional pain, mental pain, or even physical. So it's an energy. When I see it, it's like, all right, keep your head on a swivel. And yeah, it could represent endings or loss. That's like the very simple explanation with this card. Sometimes it could even be betrayals, but I'm not trying to put all that out there for you. Remember, it's about your awareness and how you view this. This could be a pain that somebody else is connecting as well. The good thing about the Ten of Swords is that it's an energy that says there's only one way to go, and that's up. So there could be a situation that could have been difficult or is difficult, and it's like, all right, the worst of it's over. So that's the positive to this card. But the fact that we have the devil here and the Ten of Swords, there could be some warnings to really be looked at within this reading, and that's okay, because it doesn't feel like it's all bad. There is a silver lining here for one reason or another. So I want to dive deeper on all of it, Leo. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for my Leo friends. What is happening? Please. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the devil, please. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Leo, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is the devil here, please? What is happening? There we go. Thank you. All right, yeah, this doesn't feel like it's coming from you. Three of Cups in reverse. This could be a person that's just very, very difficult to work with or deal with. So again, I'm already picking this up. It's like someone that doesn't work well together with groups. Three of Pentacles, as with all threes. And notice I keep getting this little frog in my throat. So watch out for like miscommunications in this time, because normally when that happens and I get symptoms like that during a reading, it's like watch out for people taking you the wrong way or twisting your words, especially when we're seeing something like this. So just be cautious with how you're presenting yourself or your ideas in this time. But yeah, the Three of Pentacles, usually it's a card of teamwork, right? It's a card of people that work together. It could be your circle, friends, family, coworkers. When I see it in reverse under the devil, it's like this person's impossible to deal with. This is someone that's really difficult to work with for one reason or another. This might be already ringing bells in your head when I'm saying these things for some of you. So again, this could be a little bit of a warning about a person or spirit saying like, all right, beware of that person. They are who they are. Some people are more adept to change. Some people are willing to change their ways. Some people not so much. So when I see the devil with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, it's like, no, this person, they are who they are. They're pretty much set in their ways. So I would say watch out for any funky group dynamics or people trying to pull you into their stuff, because you might be in an okay energy. You might be in a pretty neutral, solid, stable energy, but it's like the energy around you that's affecting. That's what I'm seeing here. So yes, this could be a warning about a particular individual for sure, where it's like, no, they just are who they are. They're very difficult to deal with and work with. But again, watch out for like, I don't want to say watch out for like setups or anything like that, but people twisting your intentions or twisting your words. That's something that's coming through strong. We're going to keep moving. We're not going to get hung up there. I think you get the drift. Let's see what's up with that Six of Wands. Why is the Six of Wands here for my Leos, please? Now I really want to get over to that Ten of Swords now that we had that energy in the front. Why is that? Thank you. Yeah, I think this is okay. All right, so we have the Hierophant in reverse underneath the Six of Wands, where it's like, no, I'm open to changing something. I'm open to trying new approaches. I feel like that's really good. And remember, I said it very early in the beginning. The Devil and the Hierophant very similar in the way they present. Notice, like even their postures are very similar. The imagery in the cards very similar. Taurus energy right here. The Hierophant is a card of day to day. It's a card of ritual. It's a card of things have always been done like this, and this is how it is. So when I see it in reverse under a card like yours, it's like, no, I'm willing to adapt. I'm willing to change. I'm not going to let something pull me down, which can be really nice. I don't feel like this is shaky ground. For a lot of you, this could be a very good change or shift in energy coming in when I see this. Is change always comfortable? No. Sometimes it can be a little more difficult, more choppy. But when we go from this energy to this, it's like just, yeah, don't get pulled into other people's stuff. And there's something here about just being adaptable and thinking on your feet, which Leos are usually very, very good at. I think Leo energy, the way it presents, since you're a fixed fire sign, you're more adaptable than the other fixed signs in the zodiac, in my opinion. But yeah, I think this is a great energy in the center where it's like, you know what? I could dodge this. I could dodge and weave. I could work with this. Or, I mean, I just feel big adaptation. For some of you, a big change might be better. That's another vibe. When we go from the devil here to this, it's like, all right, well, you'll feel better once this energy shifts. You're going to feel a lot better, even if you're doubting it. But let's just keep moving. We're not going to get stuck there either. Let's go in on the Ten of Swords. We'll see what that has. So we have like a little bit of a crapshoot of energy here. But let's see what's happening with the Ten of Swords. Then we'll do a recap before we get into the shadow. So stay adaptable. Think on your toes, and everything should be fine. But let's see what's up with that Ten of Swords. It's open to a new approach. So whatever it is you're dealing with, if you're open to approaching it in a different way, that might be better. Yeah, and it's like I'm open to a new approach, but others not so much. That's like the energy I'm picking up here. I have the Knight of Swords on the back end, where it's like, all right, you either need to change something or something's got to end. Like either you need to be adaptable and shift and change it, or you got to end it. That's just how the energy feels to me. Because the Knight of Swords usually it's fast, it's moving forward, it's quick, big air sign energy here. Um, and it's moving forward like a rocket. When I see it in reverse, that means stopping underneath the Ten of Swords. So to me, it's like either change or end it, or like either be willing to adapt or just cut it loose. That's how the energy shows to me. There's this odd energy, even though we are picking up a potential ending here on the back end. Uh, I feel your energy having a silver lining regardless. Even if you're cross watching here for a Leo, I don't feel like it's all bad. Even though the cards here, yeah, there's warnings about particular people. Yes, there are warnings about certain situations, but for the most part, I feel like the energy is moving in the right way. Even if you have people fighting you every step of the way. So that's like another energy I'm picking up here too. So just watch out for like the people around you or certain individuals where it's like every time I try to step forward, they're like getting in my way here or they're trying to stop the progress. And it feels a little frustrating. That's what I'm picking up here. But yeah, the Ten of Swords with the Knight of Swords on the back end, it could be an ending of some sort, obviously. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadows. So very complex reading this week. It's not very black and white. There's a lot of gray area in this reading. But position number one, and yeah, watch the situations. But yeah, we have the devil with the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So this could be a very particular person. That spirit's like, hey, watch out for them, Leo. Keep an eye on that one. Or this could be someone they're just very difficult to deal with, or they're very set in their ways. And that's like another thing I'm picking up here. Like they are who they are. And again, some people are much more willing to take new approaches, do different things, and change. Others, not so much. Like they are who they are. Moving to the center. So, yeah, there is a warning. We have the Six of Wands, one of your cards, with the Hierophant in reverse. And it's like, all right, well, this is one path. If you're adaptable, if you're willing to change your approach, there's really great energy here. So it's like, I have this energy that's trying to like pull me down. This energy is moving it forward. So I think that adaptability is very important with whatever it is you're dealing with, whether it's work and career, whether it's personal relationships. If you're thinking on your toes and trying things a little bit differently, it could have a good effect. But moving to the back end, we have the Ten of Swords with the Knight of Swords in reverse. So it's like, all right, well, either you need to change it or cut it loose. Like either change the approach or start fresh, like hit the reset button, because this could definitely be an ending here on the back end. And I do feel a lot of it could be people trying to like step in your way, or it's like other people slowing things down. So watch out for the circle of people, but please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What's in the shadows for my Leos? What is in the shadows? All right, Knight of Wands. Yeah, so that is another one of your power cards even showing up in the shadows. So with whatever situations you're dealing with, you may have more of a say than you think you do. Okay, or like it's like no, there's a lot you can make happen. There's a lot you can do. I mean, unless you're connected to another fire sign, of course, because this Knight of Wands it can be a little bit reckless at times when we look at the shadow side of it. So in this time, I would say if there's a warning for you to take on when we see the Knight of Wands in the shadows, it's like all right, don't be too easily triggered or don't be too reactive or just try to take things easy when this card shows up in the shadows. But the first thing I was picking up for a lot of Leos is you may have more control and say over your situation than you might even give yourself credit for. So just keep that in mind. But we're just going to leave them right there, Leo. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet. I'm going to give you the details of the July subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation, you could book a personal reading with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. My digital calendar's over there, so you could go check out availability. But for the July subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of my most favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. It's beautiful, it's unique, and it definitely fits the season. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed, and second, let me know down in the comments For all the uses that tarot has to offer, which do you think is best? Do you like using it for love situations, personal, financial, business, you name it? You put it in the comments, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.